The Sports Center all night on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. I'm Jim Basquel from baseball. The Twins salvage one in the Bronx.
The 1-2 pitch, a fly ball left field and deep. Back it goes. Deep it goes and gone. Carlos Correa, there's his signature moment. Biggest swing as a Twin. A go-ahead 8th inning 2-run homer, and the Twins take a 4-2 lead.
That's Carlos Correa, and that's your game-winning blow. It's heard on the Treasure Island Baseball Network. Tie-breaking 2-run shot in the 8th. Twins over the Yanks 4-3. They avoid the 4-game sweep. Yanks loaded him with one out in the 9th. Couldn't have pushed it across. Gleyber Torres struck out. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa grounded out to finish it off. So their lead in the East is 4.5. Yadi Molina homered twice on a day he paired with Cards pitcher Adam Wainwright to tie the Major League record. 324 starts by a battery. It came in a loss to the Nationals, but the 41-year-old and 40-year-old matched the mark set by Mickey Lolich and Bill Freehand of the Tigers in the 63-75 campaigns. Corbin Burns struck out 14, allowed 3 hits and 8 shutout frames. Brewers win game 1 and sweep a doubleheader. That from the Giants. They get within 2.5 of the final wild card. That the Phillies, who lost to the Marlins, that final was 6-5. Coming up, Bills Mafia rejoice. Maybe Buffalo's as good as the odd makers say. A look back at the opening kickoff of the NFL season. That's next. This is Sports Center all night on ESPN Radio.
Hey, it's Greeny, and the Bills are as good as advertised. They knock off the defending champs in their own building. Buffalo takes game.
If you don't know your numbers, you don't know your business, especially in today's economy. But over 31,000 businesses do know their numbers because they use NetSuite by Oracle. NetSuite gives you visibility and control of financials, planning, budgeting, and inventory so you can manage risk and improve margins. Everything you need all in one place. See why NetSuite is the #1 cloud financial system. NetSuite is offering a one-of-a-kind flexible financing program. Head to netsuite.com/stream. netsuite.com/stream.
Kick off football season with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Join today to get started with $150 in free bets, guaranteed when you place your first $5 bet. Just sign up with promo code PLAY to get in on the action. You can even combine your bets for a chance at a bigger payout with the same game parlay. Don't fumble your chance to get $150 in free bets, win or lose, with promo code PLAY. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NFL.
21 plus in select states. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable free bets that expire 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit fanduel.com/RG in Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Illinois, and Virginia. 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342 in Arizona. 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana. 1-877-770-STOP in Louisiana. 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 in New York. Tennessee Redline 1-800-889-9789 in Tennessee. 1-800-522-4700 in Wyoming or visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net in West Virginia.
Coming up Friday, the Bills are able to go into the defending champs' house and knock them down. Are the Bills the best team in the AFC? Find out all that and more on Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max Friday at 6 a.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio and ESPN2.
Hey, it's Greeny, and the Bills are as good as advertised. They knock off the defending champs in their own building. Buffalo takes game 1. We're looking ahead to week 1. It's Greeny, starting 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio and ESPN+.
College football tomorrow on ESPN Radio.
Excited to get out here and open up SEC play. We know it's going to be a great atmosphere.
Both South Carolina and Arkansas sit at 1-0, but this week it's the SEC opener for both. South Carolina and Arkansas. Coverage begins tomorrow morning at 11:30 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN. Presented by Dr. Pepper. You can also listen on the ESPN app and on your smart speaker. Tomorrow on ESPN Radio, it's a critical showdown in the AL East when the Tampa Bay Rays come to the Bronx to face Aaron Judge and the Yankees. Coverage begins Saturday at 12:30 Eastern on ESPN Radio. Presented by Progressive Insurance. The Dominique Foxworth Show.
I had no intentions of ending up here, but I get angry about a lot of things. Angry is the wrong word, but like emotionally attached to things that I find quite offensive. And one of those things is like the general pushback against player empowerment. Justin Fields should demand a damn trade. I am not those guys, but I've lived a life closer to them than most people.
Check out the Dominique Foxworth Show anywhere you get your podcast. Sneaky Big News.
Nuno, read me the first 9 games of the Eagles' schedule, please.
Detroit.
Win.
Minnesota.
Win.
Washington.
Win.
Jacksonville.
Win.
Arizona.
50-50.
Dallas.
If that's a win, now we got all kinds of trouble. Go on.
They have their bye, then Pittsburgh.
50-50.
And then Houston.
Houston. Win.
Washington.
That's their first 9 games. That is the Eagles' first 9 games. It's unbelievable that it worked out that way. The Cowboys, meanwhile, in their first 6 games, they've got Tampa. They've got, who else they have early?
So it's Tampa, Cincinnati.
Tampa, Cincinnati. Boom, boom. Go on. Then they have 2 winnable games.
They have 2 byes, Giants and Washington.
Right.
Then they have the Rams and the Eagles.
Boom. Okay, stop there.
Both on the road, too.
If the Cowboys are 2-4, and one of those losses is at the Eagles, and the Eagles are running off and hiding, which I think they could, Bubba, I know you're an optimistic fan, but I'm telling you, the noise around Mike McCarthy is going to be deafening. If the Eagles get off to the schedule, just suggests they're going to get off to an unbelievable start. And if the Cowboys don't, and that division is getting out of reach, and Dan Quinn is sitting right there in the building, that's the guy. The guy's in the building. They don't have to hire Sean Payton. They've got Dan Quinn sitting right there. I think this could get very interesting in Dallas as early as mid-October. What do you think of that, Bubs?
Yeah, I could do without that Eagles schedule right there. 1 minute.
Isn't that unbelievable?
That's pretty unfortunate.
John Fink, the CP of Get Up, read that to me yesterday in our pre-show meeting, and I couldn't believe it. I made him read it like 3 times, Bubs.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
It's brutal.
This is SportsCenter all night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Here's Jim Basquill.
And ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Insurance for motorcycles, boats, and RVs for protection on the road and on the water. See how much you can save at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com.
Half-hour headlines on SportsCenter all night.
Again, our top stories. Women's U.S. Open final is set. Top seed Iga Swiatek getting the challenge from Ons Jabeur. American Francis Tiafoe's Cinderella quest continues tonight. Men's semis against Carlos Alcaraz. Connecticut's Sun upend the defending champion Chicago Sky to reach the WNBA title round against Vegas. They did so with a 22-2 close in the fourth quarter. Lamar Jackson's deadline for a contract extension with the Ravens comes today. And the NFL season kicked off in L.A.
It's like a holiday when football comes back.
If you want to beat the champ, you got to beat the champ.
Can you lift your team to another level? Can you take the next step? Dak Prescott has so much pressure on him. Justin Fields, his style reminds me a lot of Patrick Mahomes. Guess who's going to the Super Bowl? That's right, you heard it here first. The New Orleans Saints.
Football's going to prove it. Like all the hype, blah, 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 great. Let's get on the field and play football.
Yeah, the Rams defending champs. The Bills the odds-on favorite to be champs. 2 words on Thursday night. Josh Allen.
Snap. Josh hands it off. No, keeps it. Rolls to his right. Fires a man wide open. It is caught. It is caught by Davis. Runs into the end zone. Touchdown, Buffalo. A beautiful play-action pass. Amazing. A 26-yard touchdown pass on 3rd down to Gabe Davis. Touchdown, Bills. 4-yard line. Again, shotgun formation. Knocks in motion left side. Here's the snap. Josh looks to his left. Pumps once. Now he's going to keep it. He's going to run. He's inside the 5. He tries to stretch into the end zone. He is in. He is in. Touchdown, Buffalo. Josh Allen stretched it out and crossed the goal line for the Buffalo touchdown. Josh ready to go. 3rd and 4. Bills at their own 47. He's in the gun. Gets a snap. Pocket collapsing, gets out of pressure, runs to his right, throws it downfield, looking for Diggs. Diggs stops, and he makes the catch, and he's in the end zone. Touchdown, Buffalo, Stephon Diggs.
That's John Murphy, Buffalo Bills Radio Network. Josh Allen passed for 297, accounting for 4 touchdowns. The Bills put it on the Rams, 31-10 in L.A. Former Ram Von Miller To Buffalo's 7 sacks, Damian Woody with SVP on what he adds to that Bills D.
Be good Buffalo defense.
He's a closer. He's what, we always talk about in pro football now, how you throw the score points and then you got rushes to close out games. Well, that's what Von Miller does for the Buffalo Bills, because his presence on that line allows other guys to have one-on-one battles. We saw it all night long. That Buffalo Bills defense line, they weren't bringing extra people. They were just bringing 4 people, and they were getting after Matthew Stafford all night long. That's what Von Miller is going to bring to this defense, that added presence as far as pass rushing and just allowing these other guys to just eat.
And the Bills open the NFL's 103rd season by overcoming 3 first-half turnovers and winning going away. Joe Buck with KJ Maxx on if they deserve this early hype.
I think they're worthy of that hype. I think Josh Allen is everything you want in a quarterback, both on and off the field. I think he loves being in Buffalo, and they love him there. Talent-wise, they're loaded. I think they are clearly the best team in the AFC East, and then whoever comes out of that AFC West, I think, is going to be a tough team to beat. But yeah, I think they're worthy of the hype, and then as you guys know, you have to go out there and do it.
And the Rams losing the season opener, falling below 500 for the first time in Coach Sean McVay's 6 seasons at the helm. He used the word humbled and had this post-game.
We weren't ready to go. I take a lot of pride in that, and that's on me. I got to do better. There was a lot of decisions that I made that I felt like didn't put our players in good enough spots. So it's a humbling experience, but we're going to stay connected. We're going to all look inward. We're going to do a better job moving forward, but you give credit to the Bills, and then we've got to understand that we've got to have that mindset and mentality to be able to move forward accordingly.
Gotta like McVay, right? All business right there. Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford harassed all night. We mentioned the sacks. Sacked 7 times, threw 3 picks, threw for 240. Keep in mind, he underwent that offseason elbow procedure, had this on that Buffalo defense.
They did a nice job. I think if we're a little bit more efficient on first down, second down, get ourselves into some favorable situations. I can obviously be more efficient if I'm more efficient. Those drives are a little bit longer. It's a little bit tougher on those guys up front, but got to give them credit. They did a really nice job of affecting the game up front. And in the back end, did a really great job of, keeping a top on it. They just played 2 high safety basically the entire game, played some old school 3, which I haven't seen in a long time. Trying to rotate to Cooper, but it wasn't anything earth-shattering. They just did a nice job of playing.
Hey, how about the expectations for the defending champs? Former Ram and 710 ESPN host DeMarco Farr joined KJ Maxx on what they expect in Tinseltown from this team.
Super Bowl. Absolutely. It's not about running it back. It's not about repeating. It's just about getting to another Super Bowl, like any other team in the National Football League. I had a great conversation with Bobby Wagner at training camp, and I asked him, what's your approach to defending or trying to repeat? And he says it's not the mindset of repeating. It's just like any other team. We're trying to get back to or get to the Super Bowl so they can win it. So I would say just with all 32 teams, winning the Super Bowl is the ultimate goal for the LA Rams.
Yeah, Wagner was on the other end of that Allen 4-yard touchdown run. He took him into the end zone. KJ Maxx this morning, 6 to 10 a.m. Eastern, ESPN Radio, ESPN2, ESPN News. It's plenty of NFL talk. 6:45 Eastern, Sam Acho joins the show. 7:15, it's Dan Graziano. Ray Mickens, Jets Corner at 8:15. Ed Werder joins the show at 9:10. And how about the former bearded quarterback Ryan Fitzpatrick, now NFL analyst, joins the show at 9:30 Eastern.
If I'm Lamar Jackson, give me more than Kyler Murray, and I'm good.
He doesn't have an agent. Veteran agents, they're saying he's a dream client.
Sometimes you cannot listen to your agent. He certainly deserves his money.
He wants that long-term money. The deadline comes today for Lamar Jackson striking a long-term extension with the Ravens. This, their signal caller.
As of right now, we're still talking. The week's not over yet, but soon, probably be a deadline, probably be cut off after this week.
Well, when you say deadline, after this week, are we talking, kickoff, or are we talking,
kickoff?
Saturday?
Kickoff, I would not be talking about a contract.
Absolutely.
I'm thinking straight Jets around kickoff time.
But as far as a deadline in your mind?
The end of this week, Friday. How
much closer do you feel now as opposed to when you started this process, maybe at the beginning of training camp or the last few weeks? How much closer do you feel now toward a potential agreement?
I have no clue. You have to ask the guy who I'm talking to. talk to the gym about that.
Maybe Adam Schefter has a clue. He was on SportsCenter.
But there's still no deal right now. Lamar's still deciding whether or not to take with what they've discussed this summer. There have been open, friendly negotiations, and we'll see if the two sides can cap it off at some point this weekend.
Yeah, Jackson not only repping himself with no agent, but betting on himself. Freddie Coleman.
They don't like the fact that Lamar Jackson's like, look, I'm putting my future in my hands because I trust that I'm going to control it and I'm going to make sure that I'm going to be taken care of. And people can say, well, the way he plays, his style of play. Look, the dude's won an MVP. You may not like it. The dude's been more accurate in the pocket than you want to give him credit for. Look up the numbers. You don't believe me. Go to Pro Football Focus and look up those numbers. His
7 days of practice during this off season. Marcus Spears says, so what?
I think he's in that upper echelon in that tier. Obviously, we talk about Brady being the GOAT, and usually these guys channel that. They figure out how to make adversity around them go towards playing well or doing their job at a very high level, and we hear about it later, i.e. Jordan on The Last Dance. But I think this won't affect him until it does. If we get to week 5 and Brady's not playing well, I'm sure we'll bring this conversation back up and be like, maybe it did have more of an effect than we thought it did. But 11 days of missed camp for Brady, I ain't gonna trip over that.
Hey, Bucks wide out. Chris Godwin, one of his weapons, a game-time decision, saying he's grateful for the progress from his knee injury. Keep in mind, he suffered the torn ACL and MCL in the right knee week 15 against the Saints. Ed, word on how the Cowboys plan to slow Brady and his bunch.
Tom Brady is the first quarterback in the NFL history to start a game at age 45, and he's doing so with 3 new interior offensive line starters. And Dan Quinn can be extremely creative with his pass rushes. Wouldn't be unusual at all for him to have Micah Parsons or even rookie Sam Williams make some inside rushes behind stunts. You know, since Brady became the Bucs starting quarterback in 2020, Tampa Bay ranks first in the NFL in fewest sacks allowed per passing attempt at 3.2%, and they've gone an NFL high 11 games without allowing a single sack. Now the Cowboys are going to have to make him hold the ball, and that means their secondary has to handle Mike Evans, Julio Jones, and potentially Chris Godwin if he comes back from his ACL injury.
How about new Broncos quarterback Russell Wilson confirming the Seahawks tried to trade him before this year, adding his skills have not diminished. The Broncos get a blockbuster trade this offseason, acquiring Wilson in March. 5 picks, including 2 first-rounders, 2 seconds, as well as 3 players going the other way. In an ESPN story published earlier this week on the Wilson Seahawks football divorce, Seattle attempted to trade Wilson before the 2018 draft.
I definitely think they tried to, a couple times and tried to see what was out there. It's part of the business, and it's part of being a professional and everything else. And upset is probably the wrong word. I don't think that, I believe in my talent, who I am. I believe I'm one of the best in the world. I don't worry about anything else other than that. I think that, I think at the same time, too, I think my focus has always been on winning and what we can do and how we can add great players and everything else.
How about that? Russell Wilson played 10 years in Seattle, led him to 2 Super Bowls, 1 Super Bowl win against the Denver Broncos, the team he's now the quarterback of, and he, of course, will open up against Seattle, and Joe Buck will have the call that Monday Night Football kickoff. He joined TJ Maxx on what kind of reception he might get.
We're paid to come there and talk, and when Russell takes the field, the last thing we're going to do is talk, because I can't wait to hear what the reaction is. As you guys know, he was booed when he was shown on the screen at the WNBA game in Seattle, and if there are nostalgic fans who go, hey, all this guy did was get knocked around, get up every time, win, and he won a Super Bowl, and back the next year we're one bad play call away from winning back-to-back, and that's the only time they won the Super Bowl. There's that faction, and then there's the other side that knows, especially more now with ESPN, the magazine's article that's come out about how he was worried about the MVP award and really orchestrating his exit from Seattle. So it just depends on who wins out. I think there'll be plenty of applause, but I kind of think they'll let him have it a little bit when he takes the field for Denver.
Yeah, game to look forward to. Hey, be a part of the Sports Center All Night Nation on the Dr. Pepper call-in line. Call us at 888-SAY-ESPN. That's 888-720 829-3776. ESPN Nation is presented by Dr. Pepper. It ain't college football season without the delicious taste of an ice-cold Dr. Pepper, the one fans deserve. Clemson and Dabo Swinney agree to a new 10-year, $115 million contract. That's the largest college football coaching contract by total compensation. The new enhanced deal runs through the 2031 season and averages $11.5 million over 10 years. In 2022, he's set to earn $10.5 million, just back of Alabama's Nick Saban, who recently got a raise and an extension that will pay him $10.7 million this season. Greeny says Dabo's worth every penny.
Good for him. If someone wants to pay you $115 million to do your job, take it. And the only way you shouldn't take it is if someone else is willing to pay you $116. So I don't have any issue with him getting paid all that money. He's worth it. I just don't love the fact that he has been so public in his standing in the way of the players getting their share.
Yeah, meantime, his team has reached the highest of highs, but not so much last year in the 9-3 campaign. Paul Feinbaum with KJ Maxx says Clemson not quite where they've been.
I wouldn't read too much into the slow start. I think they still have a lot of talent. They're not the same Clemson team that we saw 2 or 3 years ago that with Trevor Lawrence and all those NFL first rounders, but they still have a lot of great players. And most important, that they don't have a schedule that is suffocating. Yeah, they will deal with NC State and Notre Dame and schools like that, and those will be the toughest games they have, but I think they can navigate that.
Coming up, the sports world reacts to the passing of Queen Elizabeth, and more from Josh Allen on the Bills' beatdown on the Rams. That and the night's top sounds. That's next. You're listening to the Sports Center all night on ESPN Radio.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
You're not listening.
With other lenders, it can feel like they're calling the wrong plays. Not Cross Country Mortgage. They're the masterminds behind perfect play calling. Go with them, and your home loan experience will end in a victory parade in your new neighborhood. You're the perfect free agent to sign with the best loan originators in the game, and Cross Country Mortgage is dedicated to getting it done. Reach out to them today at ccm.com. That's ccm.com. Equal housing opportunity.
Friday on Canty and Carlin, we look back at Game 1 of the NFL season, the Rams and Bills, and everything you need to know, especially to make some money on the full docket this weekend. Canty and Carlin, 3 p.m. Eastern, ESPN Radio and ESPN+. Friday on Canty and Carlin, we look back at Game 1 of the NFL season, the Rams and Bills, and everything you need to know, especially to make some money on the full docket this weekend. Canty and Carlin. Friday on Canty and Carlin, the Rams defending their Super Bowl championship, off to a good start with their win Thursday night. Now, we preview the entire Sunday docket. Everything you need to make some money. Canty and Carlin, Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio and ESPN+. Friday on Canty and Carlin, the Rams defending their Super Bowl championship, off
esports, and all kinds of crazy bets. Call today at 1-800. This esports and all kinds of crazy bets. Call today at 1-800-79-BET-US. That's 1-800-79-BET-US. And they will walk you through setting up an account. Nobody in the industry gives better bonuses than BetUS. Join now, mention promo code BetUS 2022. And you can get up to 200% in bonuses on your first deposit. Nobody beats that. Head to BetUS.com and join today. Don't forget to mention promo code BetUS 2022. That's BetUS, where the game begins.
Wake up and text. Text and eat. Text and catch the bus. Text and miss your stop. Wait. Text and be late to work. Sorry, I'm late. Text and work. Text and pretend to work. Text and act surprised when someone calls you out for not working. Who, me? Text and meet up with a friend you haven't seen in forever.
Hi.
Oh, hey. Text and complain that they're on their phone the whole time. Text and listen to them complain that you're on your phone the whole time. Text and whatever. But when you get behind the wheel, give your phone to a passenger. Put it in the glove box. Just don't text and drive. Visit StopTextsStopWrecks.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Blood clots can happen to anyone. Up to 900,000 people in the United States are affected by blood clots each year, and 100,000 die from them. Blood clots don't discriminate. You or a loved one could be at risk right now. The good news is blood clots can be prevented. Knowing the risks and symptoms are key. On average, one person in the United States dies of a blood clot every 6 minutes. Don't let that be you or someone you know. Learn more at stoptheclot.org/spread the word.
Center all night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Here's Jim Basquil.
Yeah, we're back on SportsCenter all night with the sports schedule being altered across the pond. Several sporting events in Britain called off as a mark of respect following the death of Queen Elizabeth at the age of 96 on Thursday. Organizers of the BMW PGA Championship golf event reacted to the announcement of the Queen's death by immediately suspending play, with many players still out on the course at Wentworth. Meanwhile, the Premier League paid its respects to the royal family by saying it was deeply saddened to hear of the Queen's death. The English Football League, which runs 3 divisions below the Premier League, called off its games scheduled to be played Friday evening. The All England Club, home of Wimbledon tennis tournament, said the Queen undertook her duties with great wisdom, dignity, and charm for 70 years. Meantime, the night's top sounds all about a big blow from the bigs, a big upset from the hard court, and a big opener from a stud QB. Kevin Winter has the details.
Number 3.
Jim, we start in baseball in the series finale between the Twins and the Yankees. And entering play on Thursday night, the Minnesota Twins had just 2 wins in their last 26 games played in the Bronx, whether it's Yankee Stadium now or whatever. That's it. They were 2-24. Thanks to Carlos Correa, they have 3 wins in 27 games in the Bronx. The call in the 8th inning on the Treasure Island Baseball Network.
The 1-2 pitch, a fly ball, left field and deep. Back it goes, deep it goes, and gone! Carlos Correa, there's his signature moment. Biggest swing as a Twin. A go-ahead 8th inning 2-run homer, and the Twins take a 4-2 lead.
Number 2.
Jim, we go to the WNBA in Game 5 of the semifinals in the East between the Connecticut Sun and the Chicago Sky. Chicago outscores Connecticut 18-8, takes a 10-point lead into the 4th. But in that 4th, it was all Sun. They closed the game on an 18-0 run. Pam Ward and LaChina Robinson at the call on ESPN2 as the Sun move on to the finals.
But you just forgot about Jonquil. Can't do that. Makes him pay. And was fouled. What a comeback for the Sun.
Number 1.
And Jim, what everyone will be talking about on Friday morning, the Thursday night NFL season opener between the Bills and the Rams, tied at 10 at the half. That's when Buffalo's defense stepped up in the second half, and they also have a guy by the name of Josh Allen who proved why he is the leading candidate, who proved why he is the betting favorite, according to Caesars Sportsbook, to win this year's MVP honors. The calls on the Buffalo Bills Radio Network.
Here's the snap. Josh looks to his left, pumps once. Now he's going to keep it. He's going to run. He's inside the 5. He tries to stretch into the end zone. He is in. He is in. Touchdown, Buffalo. Josh Allen stretched it out and crossed the goal line for the Buffalo touchdown. Gets the snap. Pocket collapsing. Gets out of pressure. Runs to his right. Throws it downfield looking for Diggs. Diggs stops and he makes the catch and he's in the end zone. Touchdown, Buffalo. Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, little Rolling Stones in honor of Queen Elizabeth. Credit to Rachel, not Marvin, on that front. Meantime, you just heard Josh Allen and what he did. How about 297 through the air, counting for 4 touchdowns. Bills rolled the defending champion Rams 31-10. Former Ram, Von Miller, 2 of their 7 sacks. Allen, whatever's needed.
I like winning. Whatever I'm asked to do, I'm willing to do. And again, limiting the hits, obviously sliding and getting out of bounds, that's, above, the utmost importance there. The best ability is availability. But again, when I'm called upon to do something for my team, I'm willing to do it.
Hey, KJ Maxx, every weekday morning, 6 to 10 a.m. Eastern Radio on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, ESPN News. How about the guest list this morning? Sam Acho talking football, 6:45 Eastern, so get up early for that. And there's plenty more. Dan Graziano, 7:15. Ray Mickens, Jets Corner at 8:15. Ed Werder, 9:10 Eastern. And Ryan Fitzpatrick, former quarterback turned analyst, at 9:30 Eastern. You heard Kevin talk about the odds. Allen, favorite for MVP. Well, Keyshawn Johnson and Jay Williams have their own MVP candidates, both QBs not named Allen.
I'm going to say Derek Carr wins the NFL MVP. Devontae Adams gives him everything that Aaron Rodgers had, and he's going to do the same things that Aaron Rodgers did with Devontae Adams and win the NFL MVP.
I think there's a lot to prove, and he's been very quiet with a lot of the conversation coming from Tyreek Hill this offseason, talking about, how Tua is so accurate, and he's just been very quiet. But he strikes me as the type of individual that all that stuff bothers him. He'll just hold it inside. He's going to prove to the world that he's back after having a down season last year, supposedly.
Jay Will, of course, talking Patrick Mahomes, who doesn't have Tyreek Hill, but does have new weapons in that wide receiver room in KC. The College Football Committee meeting for 4.5 hours in Fort Worth, hashing out the expansion to 12 teams, first and foremost on that list of things to do, announcing exactly when it will happen. Again, Josh Allen accounts for 4 touchdowns. Bills roll the Rams 31-10 to kick off the NFL season. Buffalo odds-on favorites to win the Super Bowl and looked every bit as that top team. Thanks for staying up all night. For producer Marvin Argueta and technical director Rachel Robinson, I'm Jim Basquel. Plenty of Bills-Rams talk ahead with Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max next.
Coming up next, Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max on ESPN Radio and ESPN2.
Football fans want to win $100 for picking